By now, you're probably thinking this is just how I live day to day. And you're not wrong. Like so many in San Diego, the Bleiers love to entertain while living in the neighborhood of Bay Ho. But they want to create an entertainer's dream home. With now having 2 kids and having neighborhood kids over all the time, they've run into the issue of not having enough space. So they've decided to see what options Jack and Mandy can come up with, bringing the outdoors in and the indoors out in both the back and front yards. Inside, they'd like all the entertainers' fixins and storage to boot.
But you're going to need a real good structural contractor to handle the deck conversion to get the living space. 3'6" for a tub and 4'6" for a shower.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. And then that.
You want to start out in the front and kind of see what we've kind of come up with here? Or?
Yeah, just show me what you're thinking.
Cool. So we, I think since you've been here last, we kind of came up with another, what we realized, well, first of all.
New idea.
Yeah, first
Good.
of all, our lawn is what's kind of driving part of this. But so we were thinking about if we could redo this front, some kind of nice looking front porch.
Indoor, like outdoor living area for the
extend it
front
out to the
yard.
front and into the back as well.
Okay.
And that we hadn't really put up on the, we hadn't even considered that initially.
So like a conversation area where you can sit and talk, or like with cover?
Yeah, with
or?
like maybe like a little fire feature and some chairs and maybe, so we can see into the cul-de-sac too, right? Because the kids are always playing out here and I'm constantly opening this window all the way to kind of keep an eye on what's going on, but it'd be nice to just have like a little happy hour area out here.
Ooh, I like that, okay.
And again, with respect to covered or not covered, I don't have that answer yet. I don't
Okay.
know what, again, I don't want to, we have a relatively new house. The house is only about 5 years old, so I don't want to make something that doesn't look like it wasn't here to start with. I don't like the constant add-on to add-on.
Yeah, it has to respect the architecture.
Yeah, just something along those lines. So again, I don't know how we want to make that work, but bringing this out, I think, is a really big deal. It's now become kind of a big deal, and when we go inside, I think it makes a lot more sense when you look at expanding our living area without really expanding our,
Gotcha.
without actually building it out.
Now, would you want to enter through where the window is, or would you still want to enter through the
I
yard?
like our front door. I'd
Yeah.
like to keep that if we could, and that's kind of the challenge here, is trying to find a way to enclose the space so that it's not where you walk into, but
Yeah.
it's not necessarily to get out to the kids over there, but it's more or less a place that we can have people sitting around and they're part of the conversation that's potentially inside the living room.
Yeah, and a place that we can close up too, like we can have it open when we're entertaining. We're typically entertaining lots of people, and it'd be nice to have, this area and the back area, because you'll see once we get inside that the inside's pretty small. So we have a big family and we like to entertain and we don't have the room to do that. So
Gotcha. Okay.
it'd be nice to do the front and the back.
completely unused space right now, and again,
With a lot of gopher holes.
we have
The
a
gophers love
massive
it.
gopher
Don't
hitch. And
trip.
again, last week we were going to yank all this out and put turf in.
Got
Like
it.
maybe even some nice pavers, and then have it kind of more of an organic feel to it.
Absolutely,
with-
and our
with the
and our
fire
driveway's
pits.
pretty small, unfortunately, and our walkway is super small, and so any way to kind of make the area feel bigger, and again, this is just dead space.
More usable, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely dead space and inundated with gophers and voles and all the good stuff that are eating our grass over here. Funny, it never
Sprinkles.
rains here. This is part of the
Yeah.
reason we want this space out here. Is
Yes.
because we have our weather, and of course we have
Right.
raindrops right now, which is pretty cool. But I think we're walking out right here. It's we're fully exposed out here, and we really want to build an indoor-outdoor space here.
Okay.
And it really starts at the door. The door is just a regular
it's
slider
a big
here, and
door, the indoor-outdoor living.
being able to open up the inside so that we kind of flow out naturally. And I know that there's, it's not perfect to have a step down like that, but I don't know another workaround around that yet, but we really want to have a big enclosed space over here.
Okay.
We want to have
Yeah.
it set up where we've got a fireplace of some sort over here, maybe a big TV over here,
Couch, seating.
and a couch, because this really will be the extension of our interior space. And it's more about a place where we can have cocktails and have more adults hanging out, almost in the back, and maybe let the kids hang out in the front.
We can host more people.
It's really to host more people is really what this boils down
My
to.
initial thought was to do like a kind of like a fire feature that ran along, but I think that might be a fire break down there, so I don't think that's possible. But so maybe in here and.
Yeah, so again, a nice big, as big as we can make it. We don't have a ton of room,
seats. We need more seating and just more entertaining space, really.
Like more lounge, outdoor
It's just
lounge.
outdoor lounge is really what this
okay,
is kind of lounge
definitely.
area, what we really want out here. And we do need some form of our property line does stop kind of where this fun little barrier is right now. This is our gopher barrier that's not working.
Oh, is this your property line?
Yeah, our property line is actually here.
Okay.
So we don't have a huge property here, so we're trying to make the most out of the space that we've got. And what we were hoping to do over here is basically create
maybe like a bar area with like a big window that opens up, so whoever's inside that's cooking can be passing things through, and a bar.
Okay, so like a pass-through window with a bar top.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we were thinking about just like a big solid surface, whether it's a granite or some other stone. Inside, though, I think when we stand in the kitchen in the place that we're constantly cooking and cleaning and always working, the layout actually makes a lot more sense. When we open it up to the left and we open it up to the right, it'll give us the illusion, it'll give us the feeling that the house is a lot bigger than it really is.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially if this is covered, and we can make this feel like part of your family room.
You want to talk about what you want to do over on that side?
So we're thinking about this whole wall, basically, like over here where those 3 mirrors are, doing like a floor to ceiling built in with like a floor to ceiling wine fridge, a countertop, a space where we can keep the booze bottles, basically.
Absolutely.
We've got an alcohol drawer here that does not fit everything, and a lot of wine piled up in the garage, so it'd be nice to have something over there that we could use as an actual bar area.
We initially were very loyal and tied to the work we did on the fireplace, but it's pretty underwhelming for us. It's not permanent. When we built it, we had to make it a little bit wider. We made it a little bit wider than we needed, and then it created some complications for the entertainment system and being able to get.
It's been sitting on our floor for 5 years.
And I hear about that all the time. And and again, just to make it, kind of bring it all together. We completed the house. We ended up having another child at the time. We ran out of time. We ran out of money. We're at that place right now where we're ready to kind of finish our house project that we started about 5 years ago.
Well, and it's always good to talk about the dream, right? Yeah. Let's include all of it into the initial conversation so that we can plan for it. Even if you don't build everything all at once, it's nice to have that whole plan, and then you can set priorities and just do them as you want and as it fits your lifestyle and your budget and every other thing. So I love that we're kind of talking about all of this at one shot. The concerns I have and where I want to do a little bit of research before we get too much further along are your setbacks.
Okay.
And setbacks, as you know, are, you still own the property, but there's certain parts of the property where the city won't let you build because of fire, because of the neighbors, because of all kinds of reasons, zoning issues. And so you've got the side setbacks, which are larger than normal, which makes me wonder how big your rear yard setback is going to be.
I think on this side, if I recall, it was more of an easement, a utility easement.
Okay.
I think on that side specifically, I don't know of any known. I may have the plans on it as well, so
Perfect.
We should be able to pull those up.
So we'll want to look that up because the rule is you can still have stuff in the setback, but it can't be considered a permanent structure.
Okay.
Right? So you couldn't put a pool in your setback. You can't put a gazebo in your setback. But what we could do is have the patio cover, the posts, be inside the setback, and then it can stick out a little bit past the post as long as a post isn't in
Within.
there.
Understood.
So every neighborhood has its own rules, so we're definitely going to want to take a look at that.
Okay.
Because the last thing we want to do is design the dream and say, isn't this great? You can't have it.
Sorry.
Would have
Right?
been fun.
Which, by the way, is what happens to a lot of homeowners, right?
yeah.
Is they talk to a builder, they want to say yes to everything, because of course it can be built, right? Can it be built? The answer is yes. Are you allowed to build it? That's a different conversation. And so the last thing we want to do is get you something that you're really excited about that can't be built.
Right.
Right. So I think we have a pretty good handle on where this is looking to go. I think the next step would be for Jack and I to go back and I can talk with him a little bit about the structural part of it, and then we can put together some renderings that would be conceptual, kind of show you what we talked about would look like. And then we can talk about materials and really dig into it.
Awesome.
All right, that
Thank
sounds
you.
awesome.
If you're watching this episode and want to apply to be on the show, go to California-Contractor.com and fill out an application.
California Contractor shows how to build and renovate your home when working with experts. There is no fluff here. We take real homeowners through a dream home building journey that is practical, informative, and fun.
What is on your home remodeling list this year? Classic Home Improvements is a full-service remodeling company. We will help you design your space and select your materials before we start construction. All you have to do is enjoy your new home. Schedule your free design consultation at readytoremodel.com.
Oh gosh.
Hi, guys. Hi. I stopped by. I wanted to see what you guys were up to. I saw that you had plans, so I decided to put my own plans together. My reveal. What do you think?
Wow.
I know. Drop the mic, huh?
Wow.
Yeah?
I think maybe you don't get to use the red pencils anymore.
You don't like my dog?
That's a dog?
It's okay, that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. That's fine. That's fine. So I want to. You can frame that. So I want to find out from you guys. I want to find out your process going in. How do you start your process? Do you think of the project? Do you work with the homeowner and then the project? How does that work?
So when you get into a remodel project, you don't know what you're getting until you knock on the door. And then even when you're looking at it, the walls are covered up and everything's done, and we have to adapt to whatever's there. So what I like to do is not have a preconceived notion, and then ask a question and just get the homeowners talking, because I need to know the why they're doing, not just what they want to do, because a lot of times remodeling is a joy in the journey sort of thing, and where we start is never where we finish. So I kind of just go in with an open mind and then just see what happens next.
I actually really love it when we go together, just because the journey should include design all the way through, right? So while they're going through this journey, it's important to have someone to also thinking about, their lifestyle, how the space serves them, space planning. And then when he's talking about the structural things and the how things get done, then I can adapt the design along with that, what's realistic and how to go about that. And then I can design to those things. And so it's a true team. It's design and build goes hand in hand.
I'm looking forward to seeing this, how you guys work together, especially with all the properties coming up. But first, with the Bliers, let me see that really quick. I'm going to go ahead.
Here we go.
Jeff approved. Good luck, you guys.
Thank you. Jack, when you were talking about how, the initial want isn't always what ends up happening.
Yeah.
That was the perfect segue into what's going on here.
I
think.
wondered. Yeah, I wondered.
So I chatted a little bit more with them. I went over, I had a glass of wine, and we're gonna change a little bit in the backyard. I know that you were kind of concerned about setbacks, but now I don't think that that's even going to be something we have to look into.
Perfect.
So what we talked about is, they've got those columns there, and then the beams come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they really like their neighbors on this side, and the thought of putting a wall there kind of closes them off from their neighbors.
Feel a little aggressive.
Yeah. And to the point where they like their neighbors so much, they're talking about, can we put a fence that like flips up and we can, it can be a table
That
or
would be a
gate,
show all by itself.
right? So fun.
Yeah.
So then I started talking to them and I'm like, what if we just mimic that column here and bring roof covering across, and then we continue this out, and then we do some sort of shade across here. So then this feels like an extension of the home, but it's very minimal.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. The trick's going to be with these beams, because we're looking at probably a 1-to-1 cantilever, so we'll have to do some extra attachments to the house, you know, blah, blah, blah. I can explain that later, but I like it a lot. And that just takes the whole, we already know it's within setback because this is a custom home built to code.
Yep.
And if this is in setback, this is in setback. Because
Exactly.
we're staying in the same envelope, if you will, or footprint of the house. So I think that's an excellent idea, and that saves us a whole lot of conversation.
Yes.
And it's better.
Yeah, and I think it's better too. Hey guys, so I'm so excited to finally come and reveal this this design for you guys. After we were talking a bit off camera about how much you love your neighbors and everything, we made a few tweaks, and then I double checked everything with this guy and I got the okay. So I have some images for you, and then we'll get into the touch and feel of the materials. So this is the backyard. And so I wanted to make sure that I left that, and then we left the beams that are sticking out, painted them dark, and then continued that over and put one more column so it's still open, so that your neighbor, if you want to, you know, flip up the fence or whatever you want to do, put a gate, hang out, make it a huge backyard, you can. And then that's your front yard.
Yay!
Wow.
So I kept it in a way that's very reasonably priced, but also really beautiful and impactful. So we've got sandset pavers, and then we use those pavers to make a patio. We've got we can just purchase a big linear fireplace. You don't have to run gas, right? Awesome. So it's all self-contained. And then a great seating area out here so that you can have your happy hours, watch the kids, all of that stuff, and with your neighbors.
The doors in that window over there looks really cool.
So we did the bifold doors so you can open it all the way up, and then we mimicked it. So 4 doors and then 4 windows that we can accordion open. So you have a pass-through window, and then you have that countertop right on the other side. And then I put a nice giant wine fridge back over in the corner. But it has enough clearance so that the bifold doors can open up, and you can still open that up. And then
I like what you did with the fireplace. Just kind of made that it made it do something, because it doesn't do anything yet.
Do that, like we regrouted. I did.
So this paver is it's 3/4 of an inch thick, so it can be sand set, but feel the grip on it.
Yeah, no,
so
you're not going to slip on it.
Slip. And I feel like it has just enough movement in the color, but it's porcelain, so you don't have to worry about it. And then for that countertop material, I found a quartzite. It's called Beverly Blue, and it's satin finish, so outside you're not going to have to worry about the polish, things like that. There's great sealants out there. It has a bit of blue in it, which I think ties into the grout that I'll show you in just a minute.
The same?
They're the same, yeah.
Cool.
So there's that much movement,
Yeah, I like
but
it.
it has warm, it has cool blue. I mean, it's
I love the blues on it.
It's really
yeah,
pretty.
it's
That's awesome.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And then this is the blue grout I was thinking, and if you look at it,
Blue, I love
Just
that.
some color finally, because it's so
How fun is
bland
that?
in here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
right?
That
It
makes
just
me really happy.
it changes
Love
the
it.
whole thing.
One thing you'll have to be cognizant of is the type of contractor you pick, right? So there's a lot of contractors that would say they could do it all. So you would look at this and say, well, I need a window and door guy. You do, but you don't want a window and door guy doing structural header work, right? Say, well, I need a tile guy or a countertop guy. You do, but the countertop guy can just put the counters on. We have to make sure it's supported because that's a big, long span. So you're going to still have to probably need a general contractor with a lot of disciplines, not a handyman. It's too big of a project for a handyman. He's not going to have the proper licensing or the proper crew, and then it would take way too long. You can't just have a window guy for the reasons we talked about. You can't have just a structural guy, but a general contractor can sort of coordinate all those things.
And from like the, there's little add-on things, like for example, on the back side of where we're going to put the wine cabinet here, if we wanted a power outlet outside, those are things that can be added, kind of as we're in that process working with the contractor.
Yep, exactly. So when we do initial renderings like this, it's meant to sort of get the ideas flowing, and it's a very natural part of every construction process where things are going to change and adjust. And if we can make it a more custom experience for you as a contractor, believe it or not, we're going to be happy, because this isn't meant to be cookie cutter. This is meant to be special for you, specific to your house. So I think we kind of have gotten you guys on track. Definitely have some ideas and stuff. If we can help in any way, let us know, but it should be a little bit easier to sort of get off the ground and get to the next step now.
With the visualization, I think that makes a huge difference in being able to actually see and definitely get excited.
Excellent.
So, love it. Good. Really excited.
I'm glad you love it.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for more California Contractor.
What is on your home remodeling list this year? Classic Home Improvements is a full-service remodeling company. We will help you design your space and select your materials before we start construction. All you have to do is enjoy your new home. Schedule your free design consultation at readytoremodel.com.
If you're going to close out a day, Jack, you've got Mission Bay right there, you got a fire pit here, and you got a couple of drinks.
No kidding.
This is how you close out a day.
If it's got to be a long day, this is how you do it.
That's right, that's right. So let's talk about the Bliers. They had a lot that they wanted to do. They did a huge remodel a few years back. What did they decide to go with?
Well, it was really interesting because we talked about all the things they wanted to do, and they definitely wanted to change a lot. But the more we discussed what they had in mind, what Mandy came up with, which I thought was brilliant, was to repurpose a lot of things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we kept the stuff out of the landfill. We're going to like regrout the fireplace. We're going to keep the same opening and put in a new door. We're going to make use of their front yard. So a lot of repurposing and refreshing, which I thought was actually pretty unique.
Yeah, their big project, obviously, the door that they wanted to do, their back door, bringing the indoor out. That's going to be a huge project. When homeowners have a space like that and they want a big door, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of measuring, there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, I want that door.
Right.
How did that work out?
Well, and this is an example where there's a lot of construction going on, but everything is very design centric, right? So how did we use the outdoor space to complement what they already have? How did we use the door but have it a more functional door? Like I said, with the fireplace, change the whole look of the fireplace without demoing everything down. And then the front yard, which was all grass and they had to water it all the time, it's still gonna have the grass, but now they're gonna have a patio where they can sit out there and watch the kids. So this is an example where design sort of took control of the project and construction was there in a supporting role to make sure that it could be done affordably and that everything would work. So it was kind of a fun way. It was a fun way to see the project go because, they've had their fingerprints on it. They designed it in the first place, right? So a couple little tweaks and it's fresh. It's old as new again.
No matter what you do to your house, if you remodel it, you're there for years, you still want to have your signature there at all times.
Yep, exactly right. Yep.
I got my fingers on this.
Right on.
Hey, nice job.
Cheers.
Let's do it again next week.
All right.